You're listening to the Pure Fury Creations Podcast Network, powered by Anchor.fm.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Hanging with the Hitman. My name is Todd Gilbert.
I'm Brett Fortney, the Hitman.
That's right, and we are hanging like we do every week. You know,
we hang at least. I hang about at least 3 times a week. You know, I don't know how many, but yeah,
it's
we
not
hang together once a week. Yes,
right. It's not just a clever name. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah, another week gone by, another convention for myself gone by. This time I got the dreaded convention crud, they call it. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
I sound like crap.
Hear it. Yeah, you hear it.
But
I hear it.
Yeah, people going to big crowded places when they're sick. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm hoping that it could be just going around. Is my hair all weird like on top? Anyway, just playing. But no, like my wife who works in a hospital, right? She just yesterday, I haven't talked to you since then, just like yesterday, last night-ish, she just started feeling kind of like wore out, kind of cruddy, just blah, you know?
Yeah.
And then she thinks it's a sinus infection. And I woke up today feeling a little bit like, do I really need to get up right now? Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's right. We got to do this podcast. So, yeah, I was almost going to just stay in bed. I feel better now that I got up and around.
Right.
But I hope that it just might be something everybody's getting going around. It's that time of season for me anyway.
Yeah.
I always get this change of weather is what it always happens to me right when it goes from like hot or cold or vice versa. Whenever it changes, that's when I get it.
Yeah, it always happens to me too. Like the same time of year, every year, I get the same crap, and it's just like, ugh. Now, if I lived somewhere where the air didn't hurt my face, this wouldn't be a problem anymore. But you know, here we are.
Don't know what you're trying to say there, but no, you know, Arizona. I've always said if I wanted to be in the best position for the best weather, hopefully, mostly at least 9 months out of the 12 where we got good weather. And I'm thinking like Arizona-ish. But, you know, I watched Breaking Bad. I've watched the whole thing. I don't know if I just feel like that whole area is corrupt. I don't know.
That's not Arizona, though. That's New Mexico.
Oh, no, that's Nevada. That's Nevada.
No, New Mexico is Breaking Bad.
Isn't it?
No, New Mexico.
Oh.
Because I always thought New Mexico would be great to live in. Then I saw Breaking Bad. And I'm like,
Right. Well, that's where I was trying to go with that. But I don't know. I couldn't remember where they were from. But I knew I'm thinking Vegas dry, you know, that dry weather they have there and stuff. But then, you know, I would probably have to join Gamblers Anonymous after about 2 years living there because I would probably do a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a gambler, but I think that if I lived there, I probably would because, you know, it'd be like how we go to all the fast food restaurants because they're all right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just pick and choose which one we go to that day because we are going to eat. So it's the same thing. It's like we are going to gamble. So which one are we going to today?
Right. I have that problem where I live like the main road next to my road. We call it Miracle Mile because literally every fast food joint in the world is on that road.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time not getting fast food all the time because it's all right there. And it's all the ones I like. It's Hungry Howie's.
Yes.
It's McDonald's. It's Burger King. It's Arby's. It's Taco Bell. They're all right there. And it's like
they're going to throw Culver's in there. They're going to put a Culver's in there somewhere too.
There is, but it's on my road. Yep.
Oh, it is. We have one.
And they just installed the Dairy Queen.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We used to have a Dairy Queen, but now Dairy Queen is now Rally's, which is another one which doesn't get enough respect from me because I hope that they don't go out of business, because that's the same place. There was a Dairy Queen. There was a different ice cream place at one time. It's been like 5 things in the last 10 years. So, like, I hope that this continues to be able to stay open, because I do like my Rallies on occasion.
Rallies is so good, dude. Their
me
fries.
And Callie used to go.
My God.
daughter. I know. Me and my daughter Callie used to go when the one on Corona Road.
Mm.
We would go into Flint and do shopping around the Miller Road, Linden, road area.
Yeah.
So we'd always go up to Corona and go to. That would be like our special. After we went shopping, we'd have our little special treat. There's always some kind of special going on with their nuggets or something. So we did that. And then, when we stopped doing that, she got a little older and did things on her own. Then we just kind of forgot about Rallies. But they've been in Fenton now for about 5 years. So nice. I really, maybe I do have to make a trip to go get a prescription right in that area. The Walgreens is literally across the street.
Uh-oh.
I think this is a sign. I think it's a sign.
Uh-oh. The best fast food, though, I've ever had in my life,
yes,
is one you can't even get here. When I went to LA a couple years ago for a couple weeks, I finally had myself In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
And my God.
Okay, so look, a couple days ago, morning TV, I was watching the Kelly and Ryan thing, and they were talking about, how they did the after Oscars interviews and everything, and they wanted to get a In-N-Out Burger. Mm-hmm. And they started talking about it, and I didn't catch the whole conversation, but some of the stuff that I was hearing was stuff like, it is that good. There is a reason.
It is.
Everybody wants that because it is that good. It was Kelly that was saying that. And I'm thinking, I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about it. What makes it so different?
It's the taste, man. And I know that everything is fresh every day. So every morning, the supplies are delivered to the store. They're not like there forever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And everything is like, the menu is also very limited. You got burgers, you got fries, that's it.
Oh, well,
they have a secret menu that you can add, other stuff to it. But also their drive-through is the coolest way I've ever seen it. And it's a guy with a clipboard. You don't go up to a speaker. Uh-huh. A dude with a clipboard walks to every single car and gets your order and writes it down. And then walks in, tells them your order. By the time you get up there, your order is exactly how you wanted it. There is no mess ups at In-N-Out. You don't leave going, oh, they forgot my fries. No. And
there has to be some kind of level of mistakes.
I mean, but I mean, I've from everybody I've talked to, it's and I don't know what it is. Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is about the recipe or what, but as far as fast food goes, it's the best fast food burger I've ever eaten.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's the pinnacle of the fast foods. Would you say it's like the what everybody else is trying to reach?
On the amazing side, you've got In-N-Out, and on the worst, it's going to sound like sacrilege. I'd put Burger King. Yep. Because for me, I don't like the fake.
Sad. You're making me sad, man.
I don't. Well, hold on. There's a positive to the story though. I don't like the fake flame broil thing they do, where the burgers just
fake though.
They taste burnt. Like
I like burnt. Don't you like burnt toast?
No.
That might be the reason, but go ahead. That might be the reason I like that, because I like the burnt taste.
My two least favorites are Burger King and McDonald's. And not that I won't eat McDonald's burgers, but McDonald's burgers are salty, like saltier than everybody else's, and half the time they're not as filling as other places. But what I found at Burger King that I love is the Impossible Burger.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good, and it's not meat. I know, but
does it taste like meat?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Does it?
It actually tastes more like a burger than their burgers do. It's hilarious.
Since you don't like that burnt taste, does this have that flame broiled, that which you call burnt, but it's actually flame broiled? I'm like defending Burger King for some reason. I don't know.
I think they cook
are
it.
Are you sure that?
I think they cook it the same way, but for some reason it doesn't like stand out as much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they overcook it and burn it, which that's happened. But it's. I'd never had one until last year. My other best friend, his name's Adam. His mom passed away, and we got together. He lives in Grand Rapids. He came down, for the funeral, or over, I should say. And he wanted to go out and get something to eat. And I'm like, okay, where you want to go? And he's like, let's go to Burger King. And I'm like, and eat what? Because he's a vegetarian. Like, he doesn't eat meat, Oh,
yeah.
And he's like, well, they have the Impossible Burgers. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot all about those. I've never had one. I'm like, so I'll try it because, I'd never had it. And why not? I got one, and one bite in, I'm like, oh.
Really?
And the only thing is, it's more expensive. It's like $1 more than a regular burger, I believe. I think it's $1, $1.50 more. But it's a Whopper, so it's pretty big. But it's really good. It's really good. And it's plant-based. It's not meat. It's all plant-based.
So the before time, another one of our good friends, Clay, and I used to go to Burger King and different restaurants, but I can remember.
I remember when Clay used to hang out with people.
It was weird.
I know, right?
No, I think we're all going to start trying to do that a little better. But when we go to Burger King, he would literally say this. Let me see if I can remember almost exactly. Okay, I would like a Whopper without meat. Like, because they didn't have vegetarian. Cheese? No, so I don't know why he wouldn't just say, hey, could I get 2 like Whopper buns with some stuff on it except for the meat or whatever? Because he would actually order. It was just so funny to hear him say, can I get a Whopper? No meat.
I didn't know Clay was a vegetarian.
So he would start with like, it would be everything. It would be, the lettuce, the cheese, and the onions and all that stuff, but pickles, all that, except just no meat in it. And in his mind, he would tell me that he would think of, if I guess you can make it taste like, he said it actually did taste like a Whopper too, because maybe having it in your hand, having the visual of it, eating it and getting most of the taste except for the charcoal pretty much, because if the meat's not there, you're tasting everything else. So maybe that would be okay, and back then I was like, what? And I feel like now that I'm a little bit older, I'm like, I could probably see that. I could eat that probably. And I think that maybe one of these days I will try it.
I mean, mine as well. Did you know that fast food places also do grilled cheese?
Really?
Yeah, you can go to McDonald's and ask for a grilled cheese. It's not on the menu, but you can ask for one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have for some reason, I would feel like maybe like Wendy's would, because they really do have the best fast food chili. I don't know what any other place has fast food chili, but they really have good fast food chili.
I want to say Halo Burger does. I want to say Halo Burger does chili.
I think you're right.
But if you're not in Michigan, you don't get to enjoy that anyway. So
or the Boston Cooler from Halo Burger too.
Right, and it's funny because like we have Halo Burger, which no other states have, but then there's restaurants that every other state has that we don't get, like Waffle House. We went to the convention. It was in Toledo, Ohio, and the first stop, the second we hit that Ohio border, I'm like, "Where's a Waffle House?"
Is that why you posted that? Because you went there because of that? I didn't know. I thought that was just might have been random. I saw you posted something.
Me and Ash used to, for those who don't know, one of my other friends that isn't with us anymore, we had a tradition that whenever we went to Ohio, the first place we stopped was a Waffle House because the food's so good. And so I'm like, well, I haven't been in Ohio since he passed away. Let's keep the tradition alive. We're going to Waffle House. And like, literally the best eggs you'll ever eat in a restaurant, in my opinion.
Is that just breakfast though? Like 24 hours, or is it?
Oh, they have lunch and stuff too, but breakfast is like their thing. You know, like IHOP. You can get a burger at IHOP, but who the hell wants to? You know, like
right. Well, that's why I'm thinking about Burger King, though. Why, if I'm going to Burger King, have me a Whopper? And I understand, because I do have to just decide to just try it one time and forego the experience of me going there because I want a Whopper.
Right.
You know, so that's the dilemma I have. I don't mind having it. If like somebody had one and only had half of it and didn't want it, I would eat the other half to see. But I don't know if I want to spend the $10 when I'm going there and I would really want a Whopper for $10, but get something that's not the Whopper. Right. I don't know if I can find myself doing that. That's all. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
It's like going to Wendy's and not getting a Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
It's blasphemy. Yeah. It's blasphemy. You can't.
Oh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and not have French fries.
Now, one of my least favorite burgers, but one of my favorite fries.
Can I tell you what happened on Saturday? Or no, it was Monday. Me and Laura went through. Is it Laura and I? I don't know. Probably. But
English
so we
language
went
doesn't make sense anyway. So go ahead.
We went to the drive-thru at McDonald's, and we both she got an iced tea, I got a Diet Coke. And so she was handing me mine. I got mine and stuff. Then she got hers, and she was talking. I really wasn't paying attention. We pulled away, and she's putting her straw in her pop and her tea. And I'm like, where's my straw? Okay, so I couldn't eat my food almost because I couldn't eat my French fries because what I do is I eat a fry, and then I have a sip of my Diet Coke. I couldn't eat my fries until I had my straw for my pop, because another thing is that straw is another experience within itself. I'm telling you, the thickness of their straws, it makes a difference, because I said, well, maybe there's a little straw I can like put in, you know, maybe find something from another thing. And I did. And it's like, this is just not the same. It doesn't taste the same. It's weird, but the texture of the straw and the thickness, whatever the wideness of it gives you a bigger drink.
I saw this
straw
video.
Size gives you a bigger drink.
Yeah. I saw this video too about why McDonald's sodas taste different.
Yeah,
and they add this different, like, I want to say they said there's a little salt in them or something, but like they chemically made them in a way that when you eat their fries, the pop tastes different. and better. Like, it's weird.
I know.
Like, and it's a thing too, because I totally understand like having like a routine when you get your fast food or any food in general. Like, I have the same thing. Like, I have to eat my food in a certain order, and it's a weird OCD thing, I'm sure,
people,
but
is this you right here? Because I have a couple other people like that. So it's just me. I like to go a little bit here, there, you know, and go in like a circle almost, you know, of the three things that I'm doing with the fries, the hamburger, and the Diet Coke. So are you one of these people, though, that eat like all your fries first and then eat your hamburger, or vice versa?
Nope. Same as you.
I have a couple friends that have to eat. Like, somebody's eating a hamburger, I'm like, you know, your fries are going to get cold. Like, what's the purpose of getting McDonald's French fries? They have to be hot to be the best that they are. They have to be the hottest. Once they start to go cooler, then they're not. They get a little soggy, and they're not as good anymore. So I have to do that. This, then this, then that. I can't eat one of the things by itself. It don't make sense to me.
For me, it's about fractions. So, like, I'll take 3 or 4 bites of my burger, have a few fries, take a drink, a little more burger, a little more fries, a little more. I rotate.
It's it's a circle.
Because that's the way you're meant to experience food, I think. Like,
I don't know if is it though. I mean, who gave the rules for the way you're supposed to eat? There's no rules for it.
There should be.
So, no, I'm just wondering, because
even when I, like, at home, like when one of us like makes dinner, like I go, I don't eat just one thing. Like, I go around. Now the food can't be touching. I'm one of those weirdos. Like, I don't want my corn in my mashed potatoes. Like,
So look at you're not going to Kentucky Fried Chicken to get a famous bowl or whatever they call.
No,
right? You're not going to do that.
No.
It really does taste good when you mix stuff together. It really does.
Tried it.
It really does.
Wasn't for me.
No, how about this? Do you eat roast beef?
I mean, yeah.
like you guys made a roast or anything lately?
Yeah.
So you get a roast, right? And then some, like, if you're having mashed potatoes and gravy, I like to put peas on top of my gravy that's sitting peas. On top of my. That's the only way I like peas, though. On top of my potatoes, my mashed potatoes with the gravy on top, and then the peas, and then maybe even some corn on the side of that. So I got two vegetables going on. They can all mix together. I'll just get my fork all through it and make it all one. It don't
Maybe
matter.
I'm just a basic bitch. It's okay. Good. I'm okay being a basic bitch. It's fine.
It's okay. No, it's okay. They're just people have different things.
So
I brought out my old school shirt. You see?
I like it. From the Las Vegas show.
I'm starting to transition into.
I'm rocking the Super Mario Brothers.
I'm starting to switch up my shirts and wear some different shirts that I have down in the basement.
Nice.
It might be a little musty. Is that a word? They might be a little musty. They've been down here for a while, but I'll just they're going to be added to the rotation of the cleaning of the clothes. Anyway, so when I sit like this, does it look like I have M&M on top of my head?
For those of you listening and not watching the video, there's an M&M behind him, and when he leans back, it looks like he's standing on his head. So there's so on the day we're recording this, which is a Thursday, the anticipation for me is killing me. Is killing me because for anybody who doesn't know, I don't think I've talked about it on this show yet. Maybe I have. My favorite band in the whole world is U2. Save the hate comments. I don't give a shit.
There should be. There really should be.
It's like Nickelback. People are like, I hate U2. Why? Really? I don't know. I just hate them. Like,
why?
And they're like, because Bono does political things. Like, so what?
I can maybe understand the hatred for Creed, but I don't understand the hatred for U2 or Nickelback.
I don't either.
I love Nickelback. I do. I like Nickelback quite a bit. I don't mind
them. I've never hated them, but people get mad because Bono does other stuff besides singing. Like, oh, God forbid he uses a celebrity for good. Oh no. But also,
do people understand how that works?
No, no, they don't. But
people want to be involved. They're like, I have a platform now. I would like to speak about something that might change the world one day.
Right?
Why not? That's because I have a platform for that.
Their albums are consistently great, and they've had a couple like missteps. I guess you could say, but like No Line on the Horizon wasn't that great, but it was still good.
That was the one I was going to say.
That's probably that one in October are my least favorite too. But like, you either get people that really hate U2, or you get the hipsters. The same thing you get with Metallica. After their first 3 albums, they weren't good anymore, and it's like
they sold out.
They hate when musicians grow and get better. They hate when musicians get super popular. Whereas with me, I want my favorite band to get huge because that means they can make more records. If my favorite band
that's what they want too.
Right. If my favorite band doesn't sell albums, they're not going to be a band anymore. And just to dive into that for a hot second, like when you look at the chronology of their albums, like in my opinion, they just get better. Boy was fun and kind of punk and kind of, I mean, there were some good songs, but it's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. Then October, and then War, which had Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, 40, like Two Hearts Beat is one of some great songs. And then Unforgettable Fire comes out, which had one of their biggest songs ever, which is Pride in the Name of Love, which is one of my favorite songs of theirs. It's so good.
Mine too. I love it.
And it also has A Sort of Homecoming, which is a beautiful song, and Bad, which is an amazing, like some of the best singing you'll ever hear out of Bono. And then comes the Joshua Tree. And that album exploded. That's their one.
That's the one.
For me, it's not my absolute favorite, not in a hipster way, but
same thing for me. Everything, yeah.
It's up there. Like the album is perfect from beginning to end. My favorite album of theirs is the one that comes right after that, and that's Octung Baby, which has Mysterious Ways and Even Better Than the Real Thing and One and all that stuff. So I just think they keep And what's awesome about them, in my opinion, is they're able to keep reinventing themselves while still sounding like them. So they manage to move with what is popular and what is like the new hip thing. They manage to kind of weave that in to what they're doing. Like, I remember when a few years ago, what was Invisible, that song came out, and they weaved in like hip hop dance beats and like the more modern percussion and production styles. So they just, you know, I could go on forever, but they're my favorite band, and their new album drops tomorrow, and it's a re-recording of 40 of their greatest hits. Or they're not their greatest hits, because there's some deep cuts too, but like 40 of their previously recorded songs stripped down and reimagined, like acoustic and intimate and in different keys and different key changes and chords and things, like kind of recreating the songs in a different mood.
Yeah.
And it's called Songs of Surrender. And it's kind of like the end of, like, it was Songs of Innocence, Songs of Experience, and now Songs of Surrender. But it's coming out as a 4 LP box set. And that's the one that I ordered because I can't help myself, because I saw the advertisements for it, and in the stores there's a 2 LP vinyl that anybody can get at Walmart, Target, you know, all have different versions, all that stuff. But it's only 20 songs. And then they announced the box set is 40 songs. And technically the box set is the full album, because when it comes out on iTunes and stuff, it's not 20, it's all 40 songs.
All 40.
So I'm like, what would I want the highlight version for? You know what I mean?
Yeah, are they going to have a CD version of it too?
Yeah. Yep. There's a 2-disc and a 4-disc. Yep, there's 2 and a 4.
Does that mean... Oh, okay.
So there's a 2-disc CD that you can also get in the stores. Or you can order the box set of either vinyl or a CD. I ordered it straight off of their website because I don't mess around with that stuff anymore. We'll get to that in a second. But it's limited, numbered, you know, has collectible stuff in it, and it's supposed to come out tomorrow. Lord help me, I hope it actually does arrive tomorrow, but who knows? But I don't do pre-orders on Amazon anymore, because half the time I don't get the stuff on the day you're supposed to, and I just want to make sure I get the record in great condition from the actual people that made it, you know.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm the same way when it comes to something. I want something right now, because the worst thing in the world, this is really stupid for most people. I understand that it's going to sound stupid. I really do. But for people that collect things and buy things, music and all that kind of stuff, if we know we can get something on the day that it's released and we don't get it, but somehow we go to a Walmart or a Target and see it there, but we don't have it, but we ordered it 6 months ago, and they're having it here in the store right now when I'm supposed to have it too, because I ordered it 6 months ago. Yeah, I get angry about that. I almost sometimes think, shit, if it's going to come here tomorrow, it's going to be too soon to cancel. But if it's going to be another couple of days, I might buy it right there. And then, I know it's a dumb thing. It makes things confusing. It makes things confusing from the place that I'm trying to order too, because they're like, you're canceling right now. It's on the way. And so I don't like to have to do that, but I want my stuff the day that I'm supposed to have my stuff. That's all. And Amazon, I'm paying $150 pretty much a year now for Amazon Prime. And the reason I got that is cool that I got the music thing and all these different things that I have options to do, whatever. But the primary reason that I got it was for the shipping and the next day and the 2-day and the day of release for new release things. That's what I got it for. And that's not happening. And I understand ever since COVID, everything's different. They can't find enough people to work to be able to deliver this stuff to us or whatever. I understand. Then get rid of the $150 and make it cheaper or something, because they just keep going up and they're giving me less options.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
That happened to me when the Paul Stanley Soul Station album came out. What, probably 2 years ago now? I pre-ordered it on Amazon, saying product will be shipped on this day, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I pre-ordered it, and the release day came, and I got an email from Amazon saying that it's on back order because they had too many pre-orders. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So they said, it's running late. It'll be, blah, blah, blah. And it gave me like a 2.5 week window. And I'm like, screw this. And so I got up, went to my local record store, bought the album, and went home and canceled it on Amazon. And that day, I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Nope.
I will say that I probably, for records, for other things different, but for records or CDs or music or movies or whatever, that's only happened to me about 3 times. And I've had Amazon Prime for about 10 years or something like that. So they haven't done too bad because I do order a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It just makes me angry when it does fuck up like that. And it's something that I think that I'm trying to figure out. I always try to get into where things are going wrong, whatever. And I'm wondering, there's some things that I did pre-order and I ordered them a little late. This has nothing to do with you because I know you probably ordered it as soon as you found out that it was up for pre-release or whatever.
I had an inner fight with myself for 3 days.
Once
I learned about
sometimes
it.
When it's if it's a month or two, sometimes and then you pre-order it, they've run out the amount of pre-orders that it can do, but they shouldn't let you try to order it either. They should say as soon as you try to order it that it's out of stock.
Well, I mean, with the U2 one, when I found out about the U2 one, I had a 3-day struggle. Do I get it? Do I not? Do I get it? And then after day 3, I'm like, no, screw it, I'm getting it. And then,
Yeah. Because I always, same thing, I feel, especially if something is number 2, and I don't even know. Sometimes I've ordered stuff on the first day, got a really high number with some of my Stevie Wonder, the remastered CDs.
Yeah.
I got a really high number, and I ordered it the second that I found out from the distributor that it was available for pre-order. So I don't know. I don't know if that's random. I think that if you pre-order, you should be able to get a lower number. That's just my opinion. But there's so many different distributors. There's no way to be able to.
Yeah, and I think they just take the pile and distribute it wherever's having it.
Mix it all up. Who gets this? Yeah,
I know. The stores aren't going to have the box sets. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think the stores are only getting the 2 LP thing. But so here's hoping that tomorrow, ding dong, doorbell, delivery, and there it is.
Here's a thing that I've been messing with you for a week at least. I just got to ask you one more time. Sometimes, there's a site, and it might be illegal. I'm not really sure, but I get stuff sometimes early. Some days a couple of days early, some days Thursday before the Friday when something comes out, sometimes a week before, whatever. But I'm thinking that I'll probably get that U2 on this site, and you don't want me to send them to you?
I mean, you can.
If there's all 40, they're all 40.
I'm probably not going to listen to it because I have this. It's weird. I have this ritual with my U2 stuff, and whenever a new U2 album comes out, I have to. The first time I hear it, the whole album, not like the singles or whatever. I have to put the record on, turn it up, and ignore everything and listen to the whole album. It's going to be a little bit longer of an experience this time around, but no, I definitely want to have them digitally to listen to them all the time. But my first experience listening to the album as a whole, I want to have the physical product where I'm looking through the stuff, looking at the liner notes, looking at all the stuff included with it. I like to have that experience because it's kind of lost on a lot of people nowadays. It's not as big a thing as it used to.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you because I am exactly the same way. I can remember the first time I heard Off the Wall for the first time. Yeah. There's so many different albums I could tell you about, and I can remember those first time experiences, what I was doing.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of other things I can do that with. But music has always been there's always been a time, a moment in time that I remember, because music was out at that time, and they all kind of went around that same time period with those songs were on the radio.
Yeah.
So that's how I remember certain things, like from 1975 and whatever. I really do, because on my birthday in 1976, it had already been out for a year, but the Elton John Captain Fantastic album was was released in 75, but I got it for Christmas 70 or ish, because my birthday's in October, so for my birthday present, either in 75 or 76, I got that album. And I sat there after everybody went home for my birthday, and I opened this record up, and I just laid on my floor and looked at the booklet. And that's why I love that album so much, not only for the music, just for the whole experience that I had, looking at the booklet, laying on the floor, and there's so much information in there with booklets and liner notes and all this other stuff. And there's even almost like a comic book in there too. And all these things just made the whole thing an experience that I will never forget.
Right.
And, so I understand. I'm just messing with you. If it was a Michael, I would do the same thing.
Right. And the physical media is so cool. And like, I get it. People want to listen to stuff on the go, and that's fine. I do too. I have Apple Music thanks to somebody, and somebody that might be, well, Did you need anything else? Did you need some news in your life? I know, right? I do. No,
do you want that? Do you want that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
I love both. I love the ability. Like, if it's something that I just absolutely love, I'll get the vinyl of it, because to me, that's my way of, because streaming artists don't make a lot of money. And I'm not trying to say I'm making a difference in anybody's life, but to me, buying the record is me really supporting the album.
Makes you feel better about supporting. Supporting the artist.
Also, really fun side thing before we switch topics here. It also came out in the news, I want to say yesterday or the day before. Metallica, they have a new album coming out. They recently just bought a record pressing plant. They sell so many records that they bought their own plant. Because Jack White made this big post congratulating them, and Metallica made this post thanking Jack White, saying like, you pioneered, our idea to do this, and you inspired us and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, that's so cool to see like two artists from two completely different universes, like giving love to each other like that, and like really committed to bringing vinyl back even more than it already is, which I think is so cool.
I don't know if this coincides, but it's a very, cool coincidence that it was on the news today and yesterday and the day before. Different channels have been talking about it, that they've did some research, or whatever they do is how they evaluate sales and stuff. But it's the first time since 1987 that vinyl has outsold CDs.
That's awesome.
This week they just came out with that.
Yeah, vinyl is a big deal now. Like, if you try to order records, if you're like an independent artist and you try to get records made, you've got a 6 to 8 month wait, because every big band is ahead of you, and they're churning out records. And I mean, Walmart and Target, and I think Best Buy even has exclusive records really sometimes. Cool
they get these exclusives going on with these colored vinyl things that are really cool.
And not to take anything away from like local record stores, because like,
no,
I think local record stores are very important, but there are times when I want the cool thing, like,
right.
Like and also it's hard for me, because a lot of times you'll walk into a local record store and it costs way more than it does at Walmart or Target or whatever. And I understand why. They're a smaller business. They got to keep afloat. But like, for me, like that, and that's where the bad part of the business comes, because now these local record stores have to charge more to stay afloat, and it makes it harder for them to sell the same album that you can buy at freaking Walmart. You know what I mean? But like, the new Miley Cyrus album just came out, and I want the Target one because it's white. How cool, Anyway,
I saw that. How much was it? Because I don't think it was too much. It might have been like 20. I think it's like 26.
I think it's like $25, $26. Yeah.
The reason I want to show you, I got this from Target yesterday, right? And I just got to tell you about something. It's not just what I'm going to show you, but it's a little thing about it. So I got this yesterday.
Oh, yes.
At Target, right?
Rest in peace,
This
the Queen.
is only at.
For those of you listening at home, for those of you listening at home,
sorry,
first, hold on. It's what is it?
It is Olivia Newton-John's greatest hits, 1971 to 1982. Now, this isn't something that you can buy like on Amazon. This is an exclusive. The whole thing is exclusive, not the colored vinyl, which is like pink and blue, I think.
Right.
But it's an exclusive. This is the first time that I've heard of this, a piece of vinyl being only sold at this store. I mean, I know the Eagles did it and all this stuff, but that was a new album. This is the greatest hits.
Yeah.
These are songs that only go up to 1982. So they've compiled all these songs and they're only selling this compilation at Target.
Nice.
You know what I mean? You can't go to Walmart and get this. You can't go on Amazon and get it. Even if it's not colored vinyl, that doesn't matter either way. This is the only way you can get this greatest hits is from Target. That's the first time I've actually heard of like a greatest hits compilation kind of thing. Not a new album that somebody has an exclusive deal like the Eagles had with Walmart, but like.
Well, I think the Whitney Houston one is only Walmart.
I have no, I don't think so because I have the CD of that I got from. No, I know, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, that you can't get the CD of this.
Oh.
This is only vinyl and only sold at Target.
Oh, okay. That's different.
This might be a CD one day, but it's not a CD right now. It's
fun.
only this.
Please tell me that please tell me the songs from Xanadu are on there.
They're all of them. They're all of them. Because sometimes you get worried if they're going to put on some of the earlier ones. Are they going to put Physical on with, like Have You Never Been Mellow? Yes, they did. They have. There's some other fillers in here because there's 23 songs on here too.
Is Hopelessly Devoted on there?
Yes.
Good.
I'm going to give you some of the big ones that you would know that you would think hopefully would be on here. Okay.
Right.
I'll give them to you right now. Let Me Be There.
Yep.
You probably Let Me Be There in the Mall. Yep. You know that one. If You Love Me, Let Me Know. That's another big hit from her early days.
Yes.
I Honestly Love You. Is on here. Have You Never Been Mellow?
Yes.
Please, Mr. Please.
Oh, that's a good jam.
And then you got Magic.
Yeah.
Physical, Hopelessly Devoted to You, Make a Move on Me, A Little More Love, You're the One That I Want, Suddenly, Xanadu. They're all on here.
Nice. A Little More Love is such a good song.
I want to just tell you that though, that this is weird because this is really the only time this is on like a primary wave label is what it is. So that's like her own like company. She has people still working for her putting this stuff out. So that's what that is.
Well, she doesn't. She's kind of dead now, but
her estate.
Yeah.
But I think I wanted to say something about that because I thought I was listening to that last night. I'm like, I started looking it up and stuff, and it's only Target. It's
That's
only
really
vinyl.
cool.
It's the only way you can get that greatest hit.
That's really cool.
But anyway, yeah. So I think they're starting to move that way. Like Target and Walmart are almost starting to get their own things going where they're having way more exclusive things than they ever have. So that's kind of exciting.
It is. It makes it more exciting for like collectors too. Like, because now like you want this cool thing, well, you've got to go to this one specific store and it's the only place you can get it, It also makes it hell for collectors because now we have to spend more money.
It makes it bad. It makes it really shitty for local stores. And because I worked at a couple different local record stores, and it really sucks. It really does. But now that I'm out of it, whatever.
Right. Same.
See, because when I was DJing and I worked at a record store, I had conflicts back then. Because once MP3 started coming around and we started, deciding that we're going to now go from like having cassettes and CDs and stuff to go like digital, I worked at a record store that was struggling to stay afloat.
Yeah.
As a record store worker, I was really bummed out that sales had literally plummeted like in just days. Like they went from to like, wow, we only have 3 customers today. I hated that part. But as a
Right.
DJ who can get some music for free to play for music for people, I mean, so I was conflicted. Now that I'm okay with it all now, though, because I don't work at a record store anymore.
Right.
So I'm good.
No, next week we'll have to talk about the new U2 record, because I'm sure we'll both have heard it
We'll give
the next show.
We will give a review.
There you go. That could be a new thing we start doing once in a while. We'll give reviews of new albums we check out. That'd be fun.
Maybe
any albums y'all would like to hear us talk about too? Put in the comments. If there's any certain album you would love to hear our take on, even if it's something we haven't heard before, we'll listen to it and give a review. Why not? We're both music
I bought
lovers.
This one last week.
Put a shirt on, bro.
Last week. I'm sorry. I bought this as a Sam Smith's new album. This one's pretty good.
I like the only song I've heard is what is it? Unholy.
Unholy.
And I like it.
That song's like totally different than any of the other ones. So this has
like
more of like he's got more like a lot of more upbeat dance songs, which nice. I like, because I like to play music for people that like to dance.
Right.
But yeah.
So switching gears, the last thing I wanted to address today. So since the last recording, the Oscars happened. And we are both big movie fans. If you were to take a tour of our respective houses, you would see so many movies, DVDs and Blu-rays laying around, categorized and alphabetized and all that crap. This year, the Oscars were swept by Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie? So
yes,
I was really bummed out that Elvis, the new Elvis movie, the biopic, was completely shut out of the Oscars. So was Steven Spielberg. Everything went to this movie, and there's people who enjoy the movie. I'm not saying the movie is garbage. Don't get me wrong. It's not. I personally didn't really understand.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I literally don't understand it. I'm going to try to watch it. I was thinking about maybe trying to watch it again today, but I literally didn't understand it. I thought it was one thing, maybe because I kind of thought maybe I know what's going on, and then it changes to something else. No spoilers. It kind of changes into something else, and not in a cool, like, George Roman, or whatever his name is, that director, George Romanis.
Romero? No.
Romero's. George Romero.
George, the guy who does like Army of the Dead, like
Dust Till Dawn.
Robert Rodriguez.
From Dust. Robert Rodriguez, yes.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez.
Went from like one thing. It kind of did something like that a little bit. And, I mean, maybe because I had went to the bathroom for about 2.5 minutes.
That's where you messed up.
Came back and missed like something way big or something.
That's where you messed up.
Something way big. So I'm going to try it one more time without any breaks. Hopefully, I'm going to go before. Just go to the bathroom just in case. So, you know how I am. I can't stay more than 2 hours watching a movie without having to pause it. So maybe I'll just do that. I didn't pause it. So maybe that was my problem. That was my fault.
I can't
maybe I missed the whole thing of the... What'd you think?
The movie is all about multiverses. And I kind of feel like it was done because all the multiverse stuff that's going on right now in the Marvel universe and DC movies... And someone's like, multiverses, let's capitalize on it, but, and I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But also, I understood the premise, and I kind of understood, what they were driving at. But there were so many times in the movie that I had to rewind it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, even though I know it's, one universe, everybody has sausages for fingers, and one place, like it's,
I gotta tell you, I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. I couldn't. I'm like, I don't understand it. I'm gonna start from the beginning again. I can't understand what's going on.
It felt like somebody trying too hard, and they lost the plot during it. Like, and again, this is just my opinion. If you like the movie, awesome. I'm glad you liked it. The the beautiful thing about art, which I want to mention every time we review anything, is it's subjective. It's only what we think. But like, I personally couldn't help but shake the feeling that it won every award it was nominated for some political reason. And I don't mean government politics. Don't get there.
I know.
But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But for example, Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Actress, right?
Yeah.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is an amazing actress who is long overdue for the recognition that she finally is getting. But that movie, she did not deserve an Oscar for that role, in my opinion, because she's done so much better stuff. The Halloween movies that they just did, the three that they just did, give her an Oscar for that. They were great.
I think because of the genre, she's been shut out. Like, you know, when people get pigeonholed.
Yep.
I think that so many years with her doing other movies, but every time she'll go back and be remembered for her role in that movie, that's what kind of messed her up for anybody wanting to give her a serious kind of role.
Right.
I mean, people get pigeonholed all the time. I remember Jamie Lee Curtis more in like, because I watched some of the Halloween movies, but after the first 17, I was pretty much done. But you know, I feel like when there's somebody pigeonholed like that, they don't really ever. They have to take a little bit of time off most of the time. Like
and what sucks
to be able to come back
for supporting actress. 2 people from that movie were nominated from the same movie.
I forgot about that.
And also, Angela Bassett was nominated for the second Black Panther movie.
I liked her being mad about.
I think that was really childish. That she was really upset that she didn't win. Because at the end of the day, even though we're sitting here talking about this stuff and what we think, the Oscars don't mean anything. They really don't. It's a popularity contest. It's everybody in Hollywood getting together, patting themselves on the back. You know what I mean?
Can I just say this too? And I don't know if I'm going to start some controversy, but go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't think the Oscars mean as much as a lot of people want to put their stake in them. I think it's cool that, you know, they win awards, whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, a good movie isn't defined by awards it does and doesn't get, in my opinion.
Yeah. 2 things, though, that I was going to say is that the first one is, it seems like, and it could be fake because they're actors, but they don't care as much either. It's more of,
well, some do,
kind of like a popularity contest or whatever, but they don't. The real artists, to me, don't really care about winning the award.
Yeah,
like you don't see Robert De Niro going, "Yeah, I got me another Oscar." You know, I don't even know if
De Niro, De Niro,
Pacino.
Yeah, he's got it. De Niro got an Oscar for
Raging Bull. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. And Al Pacino's was Scent of a Woman, I believe.
But see, you don't see these people bitching and whining about that. I really, really thought that she was way above that, being such a big actress that, I don't know, that's been around for a long time, that would understand that somebody that maybe deserves to have almost like a lifelong an award kind of.
Yeah, I almost feel like Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's kind of almost like a lifetime.
Yeah, I feel like her award wasn't really for the movie. I feel like it was almost a Lifetime Achievement Award disguised as an Oscar. And if that's the case, the case, I'm fine with it. But Angela Bassett being very petty and very upset about it. At the end of the day, girl, you're still going to make your money. Like, at the end of the day, girl, you're still going to make your money. You're still going to get all these amazing roles. People know you're awesome. I mean, you get cast as everybody's mom in biopics for a reason, because you're great, you know? Like,
no, but the other thing that I wanted to say, though, about that is, before we wrap it up, is it's almost, when you said political, it made me start thinking it is kind of political.
Yeah.
And it's in the same kind of political kind of way that political things are political, is we have a bunch of older people that are in charge of this stuff, right? they're in charge of saying, like, we're going to vote for this. These people that are in their 80s and 90s aren't really watching these movies. They're probably saying, let's see, oh, we got Jamie Lee Curtis. She's been in so many movies. Oh, she's pretty good. Let's,
Yeah.
And then you got over here, you got thinking like, oh, we have a lot of diversity in this movie that we never had with these,
Which
with
is
this
fair.
group of people. So
it's totally fair.
Oh, very much fair. Very much fair because they deserve it all. But I'm saying, like, I'm wondering if that was their swing position. Like, this movie kind of has everything. It has everything that will please a lot of people. You know what I mean? That sounds weird, but I mean, it seems like, because it's not like us, like voters aren't the people that actually watch the movies. They're the people that are involved in the movies and feel like maybe Steven Spielberg can sit this one out. It's okay.
Right.
You don't have another movie. You can sit it out. These are people that are already in the industry. So it's not like it's fans that are going, I didn't really care about that movie as much. It's people that are saying, well, this is a good statement that they're giving, and it's
but for
it's
me,
everything
when you call a movie Best Picture, you're literally saying it's the best movie that was made this season. And already to throw that out at something, it's already controversial, because what is the best something? You know what I mean? But like, for me, I mean, I'm looking at the list right here, and out of all the movies, I've only seen a few. Elvis, I've seen.
I think I've seen
Top Gun Maverick, I've seen. Everything Everywhere All at Once, I've seen. I haven't seen the new Avatar. I haven't seen The Fabelmans yet, or Tar, or All Quiet on the Western Front. But like, for me, out of the ones I've seen, Elvis was the best one, because Elvis, for me, artistically and visually, and the performances, and maybe I'm a little biased because I'm a music person and I love biopics, but I've also seen biopics that are terrible. #Tupac. Like, the Elvis one was so good, and it was so well done, and Tom Hanks didn't even get nominated. And
I'm watching two movies. I'm watching two movies again today, because I got to ask you this, and I know I'm interrupting, but this really I have to ask you this, because this is another one where, do you believe that, just like with the music with the U2, we were both hyped up about it, right? And we're like, I don't want to have any spoilers. But then I started hearing people going like, it's really fast paced. Yeah. And it's this, and it's this, and this. And I started watching the movie. I'm like, wow, they are going pretty fast. And like, so is that making me decide now because they were telling me that it was going to be fast paced? Or if I would have just watched it without already knowing that, would have been a different experience for me, because I feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff. It felt like it was almost too fast for me, but it might have already been because I was told that it was fast. And maybe it was just in my mind thinking that it was. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's a psychological question. We'll have to have some kind of psychology. But do you understand what I'm saying, though? Yeah. Like, was it so fast that we didn't really get a lot of the stuff that we needed to hear in this?
I think that's part of it. That's definitely part of it.
That's what I'm asking, because I'm not saying I loved it too. I think that's what I'm saying. I think I loved it. You know what I mean? I think I loved the music in it, except for sometimes there was like, did they really have to make Hound Dog into a rap song? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of like having to weave in modern, like modern stuff like that, just because it doesn't fit the aesthetic of the movie.
To me, it felt more like an artsy film more than a biopic. Yeah, I don't know, just a little bit. Maybe I'm saying I'm gonna watch it again probably today. I don't have this much time in my life, but I'm gonna watch it today, and I'm definitely gonna watch that one today, because I don't know if I can sit through the other one again right now. That's like a little chiba.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like some movies didn't get the recognition they should have. I think Elvis should have gotten something. And
do you feel like there's a movie that you saw this year, though, that could have been nominated that wasn't?
No.
Because I can't think of anything, because
a lot of the newer movies,
a lot more movies.
A lot of the movies that came out recently that I've watched, Like there's been a lot of like horror stuff, and like that stuff never gets nominated anyway. Nobody takes that seriously half the time, sadly. No, I think the nominees were fair. I think you know, and again, I haven't seen all the movies, so I can't speak to all of them, but I mean, I definitely can see why Everything Everywhere got nominated. I get it, but
it's just different. I
definitely think that, and I'm gonna butcher his name, and I apologize for this, but I definitely feel that Ke Huy Quan deserved his Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in that movie. He was the standout shining star of that movie. Him and Michelle Yeoh, who was the lead in it, they both deserved their Oscars. Now, just because the actors got the best actor doesn't make the movie the best film. You know what I mean? Just like Brendan Fraser won Best Actor for The Whale, but The Whale didn't win Best Picture. You know what I mean? The Whale wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. That's the crazy thing.
I think it was. It was.
No,
I think it was.
No,
wasn't it?
I'm looking at him. The Whale was not even nominated. Nope. It was Everything Everywhere.
Wow.
The Banshees of Inisherin, whatever that is. The Fablemans. Avatar: The Way of Water. What? Yeah, right. Avatar: The Way of Water. Tar. Top Gun: Maverick. Women Talking. Triangle of Sadness. All Quiet on the Western Front. And Elvis. So the only thing The Whale got nominated for was Brendan Fraser.
Well, I mean, I did see some clips, and oh my God, I don't know if that's all prosthetic stuff or if some of it is that, you know, he's what do they call him? One of those actors that just get into the role so much that they will gain 150 pounds for that.
Yeah.
Method actors, that's what they're called.
Right.
But I did see some clips, and he did, and it was I literally saw probably a 30-second clip of him having like an emotional breakdown, and I almost started crying. Yeah, it's like I don't even know what this movie is. I have no idea what it is, but he's like talking about his daughter, and he's starting to cry and stuff. I'm like, oh my God! And it was like 30 seconds, and I was like, damn, somebody got some onions cutting up in here or something.
I know, right? Because like, and Brendan
so
Fraser,
right there. I mean,
he went through so much, being kind of outcast in Hollywood. Because, you know, being a part of the whole Me Too movement, but on the side of being a victim of, because, you know, Kevin Spacey was also part of the Me Too movement, but not in a good way, because he is on the bad side. But Brendan Fraser went through so much, and to overcome all of that and come back and give one of the best performances of his career. Like, and
I love the fact. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that he was in movies like Tarzan and you know, where they're almost like they're just movies to make money. They're not really like anything significant. As it's not going to like mean anything for the world that this never existed. You know, so he played in a lot of those movies, and this is one of those movies that's not like that. And this is why. Seeing him perform like that, and when he's always been on this corny stuff and all these other movies, I think this one was like really showed his acting ability. And I'm telling you, 30 seconds in, I was crying.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the movie is now. I have a vibe. I have a feeling I know. But
his speech and Ke Huy Quan's speech both got me. And I thought Jamie Lee Curtis's speech was beautiful. Basically saying that she didn't win the Oscar. Everybody that helped her won. And I thought that was so cool.
And then at the end, when she says, you know, to her mom and dad that we won an Oscar. And like, she's like, oh my God, that got me too. I was getting, what has been up with me with TV? I've been crying on every episode for the last month of American Idol.
Oh, sorry.
American Idol auditions, man. It's always like, hey, I came, you know, to the city went to Nashville, and all of a sudden the music starts getting different. And it's like, dun, dun.
But then my dog
and then
died.
It's like, and then my dad died of COVID. Like, oh, come on, man. And he really wanted me to come to this, and he was really looking forward to it. He wanted me to sing this song.
My dad said that when on his deathbed, you better make it as a singer or I failed as a father. And then he goes, and then they go to sing and the people select him and you're like, yeah, like
I see they get so emotional sometimes where like they all start crying, like Lionel starts crying, Katy Perry starts crying, and
I think Katy Perry's awesome.
But when they start crying, and she stood up last week and got really pissed off about something, and it was really cool. If you want to watch it, it's really cool. But it was over a shooting at a school. Oof. But so when they all start crying, this one guy, he's like, he couldn't get through a song, and Lionel Richie got up, and he's like, oh no, this is special. Lionel Richie's giving you his hanky, whatever, because the guy was crying, and he gave him a hug and stuff, and you can get through this, and your dad knows you're doing so good and everything. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I tell Laura this every week. I'm like, why does American Idol? And The Voice did it to me now too this week. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I got. Let me get that. There it is. Let me get Eminem sitting back up. The Eminem dispenser guy sitting back up on top of my head. Look at there he is.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, the Oscars, like the award doesn't reflect how good the movie is or whether you should watch it or not. Like when I was younger, movies would get bad reviews and they'd be the ones I ended up liking. Like so many people used to crap on the Bad Boys movies when I was younger, and I love those movies. Like,
anytime I watch anything from Siskel and Ebert that they said sucked, that's the one I wanted to go see. I'm telling you, they would hate on anything that was like in the 80s, especially because I come from the 80s. A lot of those John Hughes movies, he started getting better with those, but a lot of those like Meatballs, and I understand they're really stupid movies, but they're for us. They're for these teenage boys who wanted to see some breasts. I'm sorry, but that's pretty much what it was.
Porky's, so Revenge of the Nerds,
those movies. Porky's, yes, all those. Those movies were all criticized, and I get it. They're not the best movies. They're about as good as Jaws 3.
Woof.
You know what I mean?
Dang.
So,
dang.
And I'm sorry. Side note: I'm in that movie. I swear to God, I got paperwork to prove it. I'm in that movie. Did you know that?
What?
I swear. I'll show you. Next episode, I'll get the paperwork out and show it.
Was it filmed in Michigan?
I'm in Jaws 3D. I was at SeaWorld. Just happened to be at SeaWorld while they were filming it. I got to meet Louis Gossett Jr. right at the same time that he just won right after he won an Oscar for lieutenant gentleman thing that the
officer and gentleman. No,
officer and gentleman. I forget. Yeah, officer and gentleman. But I met him. I was in a crowd. There was a scene that they were filming because there was, I don't know. I remember in the movie there was a scene that was supposed to be at SeaWorld where Jaws came into SeaWorld, and we were all supposed to. They filmed us like being all shocked about something. Like, they filmed us all. Awesome. I think I was probably about 16. I think 16, 17, or whatever.
Have you found yourself in the movie?
It's one of those things. Like, I'm also in the Kiss video too for the Detroit show. But there's so many people, and the way they're filming it, I can't see myself.
Right.
But no, I swear to you, I got a piece of paper. Well,
when's your next movie coming out, man? Since you're an actor now, man, when's your next movie hitting?
Listen, I'm making this all official, making it sound like, hey, here's the thing, though. The thing that I have is a piece of paper that's on a wall that says, "Sorry for the inconvenience. We are filming Jaws 3D here today," or something. It has that.
That's awesome.
We were at the show, and when they had that big whale show that they had there, that's when they filmed it. Yeah, they filmed it the whole day. So whoever, the different rounds of people that were coming through. So I might not even be in it. But I'm saying I was filmed to be, because they might not use my show or my show for the day, because there's 2 or 3, 4 shows.
Well, now we got to make you an IMDb page.
Maybe, because I've been in 2 things now. I've been in 2 things. I'm on a couple liner notes too. I'm on a couple
So
CDs.
see,
I don't know.
just make an IMDb page, and we'll get you going, man. We'll get you in the Screen Actors
think that
Guild. You can start old.
getting there.
I mean, Samuel Jackson's first big movie wasn't until he was in his 40s.
Oh, that's right. That's
Just
right.
saying.
That's right. But look at this, though. Look at my hair real quick. Does it look like I'm balding really bad right here?
No.
It looks really bad. Okay.
On that note, no.
On that note,
So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and watch one of the Oscar movies today too, because I'm still riding the couch. Because
should I rewatch one that I was maybe on the fence about, or should I watch?
I mean, if you want to rewatch Everything Everywhere, I would just pause it whenever you get up, because if you blink, you miss everything.
Yeah. Is it one of those? Is that why maybe I'm not getting it, because I didn't get up for 2 minutes?
It is.
Okay.
It totally is. But
because all the thing that I remember is up to about when they're talking with Jamie Lee Curtis at where she works, and then after that it gets weird. And I don't know.
The movie gets weird after that. In general, it's a weird movie.
Okay. I'll try.
And those of you out there if you haven't seen it, Elvis is incredible. Highly recommend watching it. It's really well done. Baz Luhrmann is a great director. He did a really great job. Austin Butler freaking sounds like Elvis, and it's kind of like when you watch Ray and Jamie Foxx disappears and you're watching Ray Charles. Same with Walk the Line. Joaquin Phoenix disappears and you're watching Johnny Cash. Elvis is that same way. And it's really good. Tom Hanks does incredible as the Colonel. It's really more of the Colonel's movie than Elvis's, but in a way that makes the Elvis story perfect. And there was some artistic liberties taken a little bit. I won't give any spoilers, but by and large, it is a great tribute to an amazing artist, and really, in my opinion, deserved at least one Oscar.
At least something. Even for maybe some art direction or something, just
cinematography or
all the costumes were on point. The costumes were on point.
Oh yeah,
they were all perfect. Set design or clothing, whatever, or they give away for that.
Yeah, they do costuming. Oh yeah. So that's our takeaway. Go. I want everybody who's listening to this to watch Everything Everywhere all at once, and then watch Elvis, and you tell me which one you think should have won the Oscar. Dang it. But until then, we're going to go ahead and jump off of here. I'm going to go back and sit on the couch and try not to die. It's been my mission for the past few days. And and then hopefully my U2 album shows up tomorrow and I can be all excited. And
I'll just tell you how I enjoyed it tonight. I won't even tell you anything else. I'll just tell you which one.
There you go.
I won't do that.
For those, he gets them all legally, guys. Don't report anybody. I
pay money to do it, so I don't know why.
That doesn't necessarily make it legal. Illegal. People pay money for prostitutes too, and they're not legal, man. Just saying.
That's what I hear.
So until next time, my name is Todd Gilbert.
And I'm Brett Fortney, the Hitman.
And we will see you all on the flip side.
Toodles!